back to the podcast. We dropping shit, episode 176. That's what you call real. We dropping shit. You done kicked my damn what I was reaching for. Episode 176 in the building. It's your boy International Walk.
It's your girl Tasha, who's with the mostest.
And we are back for another episode of us. Y'all know where y'all can find us on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, Player FM. Type us in, faces pop up, stories pop up. We've been having some real dope conversations lately, so y'all should check us out. We see we've been getting a lot more views on a few episodes that we seem to be not like negative, but like real poignant conversations, and we've been having a lot of those lately. This might be one tonight, so when you see this, go to one of them platforms and check us out. Let's get right to it. How are you?
I'm doing great. Mentally, I'm
doing great.
Mentally, I'm a 9. You always interrupting me.
I'm not interrupting you. Jesus Christ.
Mentally, I'm a 9. I feel good. I feel great. I feel great. I'm doing well.
Why do you think you feel great?
I think, I focus on my relationship with God. I focus on my relationship with myself. I focus on my relationship with my husband. I think the prioritization of things in my life allows me to have peace. And that peace of mind translates into feeling good. And, we're in a good place. And I think even when we're not in a good place, but like we have conversations, like we discuss things so we don't allow it to like brew, and where I'm getting better with that, you're getting better with that, so it's a trickle down effect. It feels good. But I feel good individually, which contributes to being a better wife to you, and then hopefully that translates into our relationship being better. So it's all good. We got some good things going. I love our Bible time together, even if it's together but separate, but I love that. I love that that's something that, it's just between us. I was sending to my sisters and my nephews. They was never really responsive. So, I kind of...
Oh, we do have a thing?
Yeah, that's our thing.
Oh, damn. Mm-hmm. We never had a thing.
We did have a thing.
No, you always shared our things.
Well, I was trying to share Jesus with everybody.
I know. I'm just saying. We always shared our things, though.
Well,
we got a couple things now, like,
that's our thing.
based around God. But, yeah, our date night and shit like that. But, yeah, we got some things, man.
That's our thing. So, I'm a 9. I feel great. And the reason why I'm not a 10, because, we got some things brewing in our life that has me a little nervous in a good way. It just may be a little overwhelming. I don't want to talk too much about it. I'll talk, next week or whatever. We'll, talk about. Well, also, we got some.
You want to see like if they kill me?
No.
It's like what you want to see? Like
no.
I'll talk next week if I can.
No.
Or if I want to, I might not want to say shit.
Well, my babies are coming. Our babies are coming. They finish school. They live in a different state, so they finish school early. So they're coming to spend 9 days with us. We have never had kids in our house for that long. And I'm a little nervous. Like, I don't know what time they get up. I don't know if they're going to try to interrupt my sleep. But I do want them to have a good time. I want to make them good breakfast in the morning. I want them to, this ain't going to be like a source of entertainment every day. But I want them to relax and enjoy.
You need to prioritize your day because they will bother you. They haven't seen you in months. So it's not going to be go in the room while I sit in here and work. Like
I can take my laptop to the park.
I'm just saying they're going to be in your face, because they want to see Aunt Tasha.
And I want them to be. They can come in, in our office, watch a little TV if I don't have call. And I've kind of planned my week where I throughout the 9 days I do have 2 things that I have to attend, but got some babysitting services in store.
Yeah, she gonna have her hands full.
But so I'm excited about that. But that's why I'm a 9 instead of a 10, because we're a kid-free house. We got to walk around with clothes on now.
There's some trepidation there.
Yeah, like it's like got to be careful. Mm-hmm. Sex got to be a little quieter.
Welcome to my world.
Welcome
to my world.
That's going to be our world.
I know, but what I'm saying is welcome to my world with that feeling when you say I want the kids to come. It's like, okay, yeah, I want to see them too, but like
we got to have a change in life.
And then you talking about 9 days. Like, what's wrong with 5? What's wrong with 4? 9? Like,
we got to have quiet sex. Like, a lot of things we gotta, like, I love if you've always been respectful, like you don't smoke around the kids.
No.
So I mean, that's gonna be a change of lifestyle for you. You come home, you chill on the sofa or whatever, but if they, you gotta either be in the garage or you might go outside. But if you go outside, they're like, I wanna go outside too. Like, so it's gonna be a little change for us, but I'm looking forward to it.
I go in my bedroom. They ain't coming in my bedroom.
Yeah.
There's a firearm in my bedroom. They're not allowed.
Yeah, we don't play that. But yeah, so 9 mentally, finances, an 8. I'm gonna say an 8, and God continues to bless us. We got some room for improvement, but we want to make more improvement. So I'm gonna put us at an 8 to
Give
be
us a big
kind of be the catalyst. Yes, behind we want.
You gotta speak it. You gotta speak it.
We're gonna put our plan into action, and we're gonna make it work. Work is a 10. Work is really, really good. I got my new team member that I interviewed, and she accepted the offer, so she's going to be joining my team, and I think she'll be a great addition. But I'm just looking forward to just doing, I don't know what, I talked to somebody yesterday, somebody who's like a mentor to me, and she was telling me like what her goals were in the organization and where she wanted to go. And I told her, I said, I really haven't thought about, like, I want to do a great job in the job that I have now. I haven't thought about like what I want my career to look like, because I've never imagined myself being in the position that I am now. It's like, I want to have a job, love it, do it until I don't anymore. Or if I do, just continue to do it and let it kind of evolve as it will. But yeah, when she said it, I thought to myself like,
you don't always have to know that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like you just described, you can do your job and let it see where it takes you. You don't always have to, I gotta be here or plan this or I'm going here next. Like that's the beauty of new things. Like you just see where it takes you and how you adapt to it.
Yeah, and I think
that would be a funner part than
having a plan.
I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and now I'm bummed out because I said I was going to do this in 8 months. It's been 11 months, and I ain't where I'm supposed to be at. And, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all.
And I'm still learning and doing new things. Like today, I did something completely new. I actually in a Facebook group, people were talking about something, and it was an organization that they mentioned, and I thought to myself, I can probably use this for work. And I reached out, and that's why I told you about the appointment that I had. And I called, and, so that's new for me. It's kind of like telemarketing, but not telemarketing because I ain't selling anything. I'm offering a service, but it is part of my responsibility and what I'm supposed to do. I just have to find ways to do it and find people to do it. So I'm still learning, and I'm comfortable.
Tell them you take check, too, or cash payment, too. Just because it's not always work related, it's stuff on the side of it. Like you can say, I come through, I do a little PowerPoint presentation, but it's $2,500. You can be like an orator, like with this thing. You could take this to the next level. I'm serious. But you can't be just like out doing shit for free. Like, don't be cheap.
And physically,
this ain't got nothing to do with the job or the company. This is. You want my services?
Moonlighting.
Yeah, so it's like I'm offering a service of me. So you need me to come there and speak to some people, do something? Okay, well, 1,500, little 2,000 ain't nothing. Nothing wrong with that.
He's selling me. And then physically, I am a 9 today. I feel great. I went to the gym for the first time in a few days. Work and life, had my schedule off. I have finally made the decision. I am going to get my membership. So that I can align myself to go, even when I'm not able to go with my trainer / husband / best friend. Because I really, really, really want to continue to progress in my health and wellness journey. And that's a big part of it. And I don't want to have any excuses. This week kind of gives me not an excuse, but I'm not going to do it because I won't be able to go with the kids. But
they have daycare.
I don't know them people. I'm not letting nobody watch my kids.
You can watch them right through the glass. It's not like they take them in the back or to another building. They're right there.
I don't know. I gotta see how that works. I'm not sure how that works.
They right there playing with blocks. You can look in there.
You're making me anxious just thinking about it. Like I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Okay.
But I was gonna say it is an impetus with them being, because I'm gonna go. We'll go to the park and walk. That'll be my way of tiring them out too. Like they gonna take naps. What's the cutoff for kids to take naps?
What you mean? They should have breakfast, be up for a couple of hours, and take a nap.
But I mean, what's the cutoff though?
Like an hour.
No, what's the age cutoff?
Oh, we take fucking naps. What do you mean? What's the age cutoff?
I know, but like, do you make a 15-year-old take a nap? Do you make a 10-year-old take a nap? Or do you only make a 4-year-old take a nap?
Who's 15?
No, I'm speaking in age. Like, our kids is 7, 8, and 11.
They all take naps.
Okay.
There's no question about that. There's nobody 15 or 20, so there's no...
But is 11 too old?
No.
Okay.
No, lay down, take a nap. I'm sure you can appreciate an hour of sleep, quiet time.
Okay.
Nothing wrong. It's good for your mental health.
How are you?
I'm good. I feel great. Mentally, I feel like a 9. I feel sharp. I feel good. I've been tiring out at the gym, but today, because my partner was there, I felt like energetic. Mm-hmm. I did not like your energy. You better get your shit together.
Maybe you're trying to tell me what to do.
Finances, I feel like a big fat 8 because I want to leave 2 slots like you so we got 4 slots. Your 2 and my 2 to work that up. Work is a 10. I'm in limbo right now. I just wrapped up this restaurant. I got to give you these videos so you can put it on tape so the people can see. Don't know where I'm going. I'm headed next, but somewhere new. Do it all over again. But it'll be probably somebody's office space, not a restaurant.
Just to say, I went to see the restaurant recently.
Oh, you did? I forgot about that.
And it is amazing. It's just so
You met the owner's wife?
I met the owner's wife. Well, she met me.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. Like the
What's
space.
The difference? Or was that like shade?
Yeah, it was a little shade.
All right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know that. I thought it was a real difference.
No shade to her, but it's like, okay, who are you to me? Like, I'm somebody for you to meet. Why you got to be somebody for me to meet?
I hear you. Yeah. That's why I was asking. I just wanted clarification.
But I don't know her, so I mean, it ain't no beef or nothing. But yeah, but the place is beautiful. You did a phenomenal job. It's so cute, like, and not in a feminine way. And I think that's what I like about it because it has some feminine touches, but also some masculine touches, like the
look
color.
Who's in there hanging pictures.
Right, but even then, it's not like she was making it super girly, like the navy, the bluish color in it. The decor is just beautiful. The place is beautiful. So great job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Physically, I feel like a 9. Had a great workout today. I want to get back to running, but my knees, I'm just trying to let my knees heal. Now my goddamn back. Because I done did shit for this girl. But yeah, I feel like a 9 in the physical aspect. What you got?
I was gonna say, you want to go to yoga?
Not while my back hurt. You gotta
stretch your back.
No, but you gotta get in positions where I'm not ready yet.
Okay.
That's why I didn't go to the pit, because that lifting the legs up and that shit hurt.
All right.
Like bad. Wows and woes, ups, downs, stops, and goes.
My wow is just I'm
bads.
extremely thankful for my husband.
What you thankful
we have
for
been planning to create for me our additional space in our house as a dressing room / guest room, but the guest room will be used minimally. It ain't like we have a whole bunch of kids, people that come over frequently. And so it's just like a Tasha space, and I'm so grateful for all the work that you did.
We're gonna have sex in there in the day bed.
It is. You better not break that bed.
You might break the bed.
It is beautiful. It's still coming together. Still some pieces and touches I want to add, but I'm just extremely grateful for all, not like work that you have to do, just the core.
I know.
I'm just extremely grateful for everything that my husband did. So thank you. I know I text you, I said it to you, I sexted it to you, and I'll say it again.
Balls about fucking closet, and you see it happened in 2 days. You up my ass for 2 years. Like, back off, lady.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I don't have any woes. Your wows and woes?
My wow is just being in limbo. I like it. Like, I don't have to think right now. I'm just like helping somebody out. So that's great that I don't have no responsibility at work right now except myself. And I don't have any woes either. I'm really looking forward to, after all I've done and the fucking money I spent and my pain, I'm looking forward to seeing the kids. I know they got big. But just looking forward to seeing it. I'm not looking forward to them being all over the place like they.
But they older. They know how to chill.
Yeah, hopefully they got some chill in them. And we can have good interaction. They hope they're gonna be on the pod. Hopefully they want to pod and talk and get some stuff off their chest. I'm gonna ask them how they doing as kids, some stuff. I got some questions for them. So I'm happy to see them. That's a part of my wow, and I don't have any woes.
That's awesome.
This is a dark one, y'all. This is a dark one. It ain't gonna be all dark because we gonna bring light to some situations, but everybody out there seen the video, release from Mogul to Monster. That's the title. Everybody know who we talking about. Puff Daddy, Puffy Love, whatever you want to say. But a video surfaced from CNN, which I think was obtained in a raid from his house, and leaked, of him walking down the hallway with a towel and
running down the hallway.
Yeah, and running down the hallway with a towel in 2016 to slam Cassie on her head, kick her, and then stomp her. And then you go around the other end of the corner, the other angle. They don't really show what happened, but he drags her behind there. And
he like threw a glass at her or something.
Yeah, and it's just like, my wife know, like, I hate to see women in distress. Like, that shit'll make me cry instantly. Even on, like, Law and Order and shit like that. Like, Chicago PD, I just hate to see women in distress. And to see a foul video like that is just, it makes me sick. It breaks my heart. It makes me sick that this piece of shit dude lied to everybody. I mean, there's people out here who look up to him. There's kids who look up to him. There's people who love his music. And supported this dude, and then something like this comes out, and you seen, it's almost like the Ray Rice thing. Like, once you see it, it changes your dynamic of it, because you can be accused of something, you can stand by somebody and say, well, was she complicit in the whole stand with him? Why didn't she leave? But clearly, the video shows a woman leaving. It shows a woman like jogging down
almost
the hallway,
like
leaving with no fucking shoes on, barefoot. Yeah, because he was asleep. And all this whole scenario is in that document that she wrote. This plays out in the whole document. And what happened was he was sleeping there, and he jumps up and grabs a towel and comes out and does what he does. I just think that shit is disgusting. It's ignorant. The dudes who beat on women like constantly. This is a repetitive thing of his, like beating on her like this. Just the controlling ways how he has signed her for 10 albums, and like just knowing like you're gonna be around me, I'm gonna control you, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna sex you, I'm gonna sell you, I'm gonna do all kinds of shit to you. And I know that you 19 years old, and when he met her, he was 37 years old. So I just think the whole video was disgusting. I think he's disgusting. I think he's a piece of shit. I think that men like him should either be locked the fuck up or, dealt with in a right way by real men. Like, and I'm not saying men don't have mistakes in their life, but it's all about your sorries and your behavior moving forward. He put out a apology video where it was like you could clearly see, like, I'm saying I'm sorry because I'm caught. Like, not because I'm really sorry, and it's because I'm caught. And a lot of people say he didn't say Cassie's name in the apology video, but somewhere they say like they can't say
neither
each other's name publicly.
Yeah,
so that would have been a bad thing. But just your thoughts on the power dynamic that a billionaire can have, and paying $50,000 for a video, and in that document, it's like stuff that the sex that he made her record of them and she deleted off her phone, he would show her weeks later that I was able to obtain your deleted shit and show you that I'm, like, that's how powerful I am. And for her, when she went through all the trial, when she was about to go to trial before he settled, when she was emphatic on picking a jury, because she know, like, this nigga got political ties. Like, if this is by a judge, maybe a judge can be paid. Like, a jury is supposed to be our peers. It's people off the street. So maybe I got a shot. But if I pick a judge, maybe he can get to that judge. So we talking about a power dynamic that's like billionaire status.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, the power dynamic of it is such a small piece, because there are women who are controlled by men in very similar situations where they have 1/10 of the income that is reflected between that is between
I
that is
understand,
shared.
and I'm
So
going to cut you off. I'm talking about him, though. Him and her. I understand. I understand that. I know there's people out there who are poor and
go through the same exact thing.
But
so
we
I don't think the power
about,
dynamic really has anything to...
No, I think that he has a God-like complex to think that he can do this to somebody and keep them captive like this and beat them and not tell people and pay all this money for videos and shit and have bodyguards and all these people like keep quiet, signing NDAs. To me, that says you have a power dynamic. You think you got and can get away with anything, babe.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I think that he would probably be that same kind of person, that's part of who he is, his character.
Exactly.
The money just only exacerbated his reach in what he was capable of doing. So
we're on the same page.
Yeah,
that's basically what I'm saying too.
Yeah, I think it's just part of his character, who he is as a person. I think when he first started, I mean, there was talk saying, when he first started with his first baby mom, he wasn't a billionaire then. He was getting into the industry. He beat her. This is part of who he is, and as his power magnified, then it just enlarged his reach in what he could do, because now, he can pay a hotel for a video where, years ago, had it been the same situation, maybe he wouldn't have had the finances to do so, or maybe he wouldn't have had the pull to do so, where maybe now he has lawyers that can help him create these ironclad NDAs,
right,
where his staff, you don't hear any peeps about anything from anybody, whereas if he didn't have that money, then it would be a little different. So again, I think his character is what it is. Like, you was who you was before you got here.
What I'm saying, it's a difference between the poor guy who's beating his wife and the guy who has every resource in the world to his advantage, is all I'm saying. It speaks to why she didn't leave for so long, why they was together for 15 years and she felt unsafe and I couldn't leave, is because she probably felt like I can't leave. Like, wherever I go, this nigga would beat me up and send me on vacations to heal.
Yeah,
like, what kind of shit is that?
It's hard for me to kind of...
And you would think, okay, I'm by myself, alone, or with a bodyguard. Like, I can leave now. I'm in another country. But you still come back.
It's just, again, it's hard for me.
I'm not the country. I think a person with billions of dollars and every resource, political ties, in a key to the city, all these people, a titan in the industry that he's in. Like, I think that plays a factor in him being as dominant and aggressive and like just how he was with her.
I hear what you're saying. I think it's just a microcosm of what goes on in society. Again, and I know this from a personal standpoint of somebody who was being, in a domestic violence situation, called the cops. They said, oh, nothing's happening. The cops turned around and left. It was no, let me investigate. Let me see. Do you have any marks? Do you have any bruises? Didn't even encounter, and the cops left. And this is not a person of any power. This is just a man who kind of, beat his chest to say like, oh, ain't nothing going on here. And the cops turned their back to it, turned a blind eye. So on a smaller scale. Or you have women who's like, oh my God, I can't leave because he's going to find me. If I go to this place, he's going to find me. Or if
on a bigger scale, this guy has billions of dollars, maybe you think you don't even have that option. Maybe the cops isn't even called because you so fearful that you think, okay, because this nigga got so much reach, maybe he paid the cops off.
No, I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying, to me, his money, I don't want to say it's not a factor, but it's the same thing that happens in the poor communities.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying specifically Puff and Cassie, babe. I'm not saying like it doesn't happen. I'm just saying if you speak to the power dynamic he had over her,
I mean, it's obvious
to say
because
for that. Like,
it's something to say, but I think it's the same
to why
situation.
She was around for 15 years, because a lot of people shit on her and say, oh, you stuck around. Was she complicit in some of it? Was she complicit in the beginning?
My mom was with my dad for 30 years, and he wasn't rich. He ain't had no money. People could say the same thing. Why you stick around to endure that? So that's what I'm saying. I don't think, like, the fact that somebody stays and they could continue to allow whatever the situation is. I know of other people who are in situations where there's domestic violence and they stay. So the fact that the money it just only exacerbates his reach, but it doesn't change the same. It's the same situation.
I know it's the same pattern and the same situation. I just, on that scale, it's bigger. And this is from a therapist. When a a woman stays with a person in domestic violence, when you get beat, this is what she says, when you get beat, the reconciliation on a poor scale, okay, I love you, I'm sorry, I won't do it no more, and you believe that it's not going to happen. Well, on a $1 billion scale, it's these grand gestures of trips and gifts and bags and this lavish lifestyle of how I'm sorry. So it kind of feels sincere. It kind of feels like, okay, you really are sorry. You're doing all this shit for me. So you come back. So all I'm saying is when you have billions of dollars, yeah, the poor guy is whooping his wife ass and controlling her. That is happening. I received that. But when you have billions of dollars, I just think like you can become, like you said, it's more, you become more of the devil.
But the woman
the shit
is
is
still
exacerbated.
like, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I'm not trying to negate what a therapist said. To say, oh, it feels more sincere. Maybe the first time, maybe the second time, but a woman is a woman. She's still a human. So the third, fourth, fifth time, she's not still going to feel that it still feels sincere. She's going to feel the same way that the woman who maybe just got a bouquet of flowers, or maybe just got a card, or maybe just got some Chick-fil-A. She's going to feel the same way, like, oh, here he go again, buying me gifts after he whooped my ass. Oh, here he go again. He punched me in the face last night. Now the day, I got a brand new diamond ring. Oh, here he go again. He smacked me upside my head. And then the day he asked me, do I want to go to the movies?
I'm not disagreeing with you though, babe. I'm not disagreeing.
No, I'm not saying that.
It doesn't happen on the court level.
But I'm just
know
saying,
that.
I don't think there's the difference is the amount of money that he has to spend to apologize, or the amount of money,
or the resources he has because of the money to hide, or to make you feel like you can't do shit because you my artist and you got a 10 album deal which will take you 20 fucking years to do.
But I also feel like too, and I don't
like I got these people who watch you, my team watch you. I get your phone bill, like all this shit.
But I don't in any way feel like she was complicit at all. But I do feel like men know who they can play with. And I think maybe because she appears to be a more meek and mild person that.
Do you know that to be true?
No, I said appears to be a more meek and mild person like that. Like, okay, there was rumors when Puffy was messing with Keisha Cole. I don't think that situation would have ever went down for Keisha Cole. And this is just my Tasha logic, I don't like that relationship was very short lived. I don't think it would have ever went down because if you just from the outside looking in, the appearance of personality.
Yeah.
So I think he was able to have as much control. One, age played a huge factor because she was so young, his career status, and maybe there was a little bit of love there to begin with. And I'm not in any way making any excuses for him, but I don't think it was like, oh, I'm going to beat you and I'm going to do this and I'm going to make you stay. No, I don't think that was his intent to be like, I'm going to have this girl and I'm going to beat her. But I think it was just the way his reaction to stuff, like, they get into an argument, oh, I slapped her, oh, she ain't leave me, oh, so the next time I slapped, I don't think he went into it thinking I'm going to beat her.
No, I disagree. I don't think he probably went into it with that thought of I'm going to beat her, but I'm sure, like, that's dudes who do that, like, they don't have no control, like, and this, like, dudes who do that don't have control. They don't know how to, like, output their anger or what to do with their anger, so they take it out on other people. So when you in situations with your spouse and you get into a light argument and you blow the fuck up and punch your head off, like, that says something about you.
Right, but what I'm saying, you didn't go into that argument thinking I'm going to beat her. You're wrong that you couldn't control your anger and that was the result of it. But that's what I'm saying. Your intent in that, like, you didn't wake up that day thinking, I got to beat her to death. Like, when you listing out your agenda.
But what's that mean, though? Are you giving him grace because he didn't?
No. That's why I said I'm not defending him in any way. I think he does have a problem. Like, he's an abuser. But I don't think that was...
And not just of women. Like, he's done this to dudes where he beat up the gym teacher for his son or some shit. He beat up another guy. Like, he hung somebody over a balcony. Like, there's a lot of stories that he blew up Kid Cudi's car. Like, there's a lot of stories about girls.
Well, it just could be anger management issues.
Yeah, where it's like he just,
to the 10th power.
He comes off as love, but deep inside, he's like a violent person.
Yeah, that's a problem. Which is crazy because he don't even come across as like a tough guy.
No, not at all. And it's like, but you got this level of violence in you towards everybody. But you on a different frequency. You love, you this, you that. What do you think about the apology?
You
saw it. What did you think about it? Because you told me. You said what your words was, what's wrong with Puffy?
Yeah, I think.
So tell me what you thought.
Because it was shocking that he would even get
And
on
again,
there.
this speaks to the level of power, because he has billions of dollars. So you know he has airtight lawyers, right? Mm-hmm. So you know his lawyers would advise him, yo, dude, shut the fuck up. Don't do this. This is not a good idea. But what does he do anyway? He think he the smartest person in the fucking room. So they probably said, nah, I'm going to do what I want to do. This is something I think I should do. And I think that apology was just for business. But go ahead.
You just answered it.
That's what you was going to say?
I don't think that it would. I think he just did it. Part of me thought like, okay, he did it because he had to say something because of his kids. And I guess his kids would probably look at it like you just like. My hope is that he had the conversation with his kids and maybe they already knew the truth, or maybe, he talked to them before they saw it on social media. But I don't feel like, because one, he didn't have to say anything. And the fact that he had already said, like, the truth will reveal itself. I'm not guilty of the things that I've been accused of. And then this came. What about
that, though? Like, you lied to everybody.
Why do you keep cutting me off? But I don't even
We're
think
having a conversation. I'm not cutting you off. I'm just trying to.
I don't think he.
I don't want to lose my points. Jesus, why are you so sensitive about that?
Because you're not letting me get my thoughts out. I don't even think it was so much that he lied to everybody. Well, yeah, no, I'm sorry. He absolutely lied to everybody. But I think it was more so, going back to the power that you said he has, him just thinking nobody will know. I mean, because technically, Cassie knew the truth. Like, the people that was in the hotel knew the truth. The people, his bodyguards that, like, when I say the hotel, like whoever he bought the video from, or whoever seen the video, his bodyguards that she named in the deposition, they knew the truth. So he didn't really lie to everybody. He lied to the people that didn't know the truth, because there were a lot of people that knew. She damn right. They knew that what she said was the truth. He lied to us, hoping that we wouldn't find out, because he knew it was true all along.
Yeah, but that's like me saying, like, there's something that I did, and I'm sitting up here saying I didn't do it when I know there's video out there of me doing it.
I think it probably would have been better, too, if in his...
I don't give a shit if I bought it or not. You gotta think like this kind of thing. That speaks to another level of power. If I beat you in a hotel room and go downstairs and tell the manager I want the tape, they gonna call the fucking cops. But if you go down there as a billionaire saying, yo, I got 100,000, I got 75,000, you could get that tape.
Well, supposedly she had already said in her deposition that he bought it for $50,000. But it probably was like a security guard in the back, like, yo, let me give you this money, you slip that tape out.
Of course, I think that's true,
like,
but...
Yeah, but then
let me try to do some shit like that. Like let anybody, let John, let Rich try to do some shit like that.
No, but see, that's the thing. That's the thing. He has the money to do it, and not to say you don't have. Like, God, if something happened and you went to somebody, and no shade to security guards, but they may not make $50,000 in a year. You probably could pull it off. Money talks. So that's why I'm saying I don't think it's necessarily a Puffy Cassie thing. I think it's just part of what happens in society. The fact of his stature of who he is allows him to have $50,000 is a drop in a bucket to him. But if something happened, you probably could offer somebody $25,000. Tell the security guard, slip that tape out and give it to me and give you this $25,000 right now. And I would not be 100. I would not be at all surprised if they did it. But wait, let me just say this. As far as the apology, I think it would have been better. I don't even know if I want to say better received. If he would have you can't apologize to us for what you did to her. That ain't an apology you need to give to us. Absolutely not. Maybe if he would have apologized for lying. Maybe if he would apologize for, that's really it.
And he still didn't take ownership or accountability just by saying, I'm sorry. Like, you said you was fucked up on drugs. So then again,
dark time.
Yeah, so again, you blamed it on something else. You didn't say it was you who did it.
But again, why are you apologizing to us?
Public perception, that matters. On how the public, if you're a person of that stature, I know you don't give a shit, Tosh, but for the sake of the conversation, he has to. Public perception is everything.
I know, but I'm just that, like, I would think as public, like to say, I'm sorry for hitting her. What does that mean to the public? Say, I'm sorry for, the lies that I told. I'm sorry for making public statements that weren't true. I'm sorry for misleading or misguiding you. I'm sorry for putting forth an image of love. Like, apologize for the things that I guess that maybe you did to the public, but for beating her, you probably can't talk to her. You can't, but I apologize for making her seem, appear to be a liar. But you apologizing to us for beating her, like, that's it. And the sad part about it is, I mean, this is like a diversion a little bit. When you talk about the public is going to believe what they want. They're going to run with whatever story they want. It bothers me how they drag so many. I've been seeing so many things. Somebody said, "What about his Beyonce's silence about her friend Diddy speaks volumes." And it's like, when was Beyonce and Diddy ever like? I know they're, her husband and him, appear to, have some camaraderie, but people just are fishing for everything.
Friends. Like,
it's like
Jay's friends is Tata and fucking Emery. Those are friends.
Yeah,
like,
but it's
Buff
like
is like a dude he know in the industry.
It's like so much attention being given to so many other people, and then you still got the people I don't feel like. I feel like this is a mark on his reputation. But you still have people who are like, I seen some why they decide to release this now when he was trying to make a change in the world. Who cares?
No, you're not about to make a change. What change? Like, where's the organizations at?
Whatever he was doing behind the scenes, I don't know. Or people were saying like, this is old. They should have released it then. Why they expect us to care? Like, you still have ignorant people out there who, for whatever, even the people who initially said, "Oh, I don't believe it," without proof. Why did we need to see that? And I don't know. I don't think everybody should be believed about everything that they say, but sometimes I think that you have to look at the full circumstances. What made me believe her is two things. One, she named very specific people in her deposition. Nobody came out and not even people that I knew, like the security guard she named, his personal assistant or manager or something like that at the time she named. Nobody came out and said, "Don't put my name in there. I don't have nothing to do with it. That's not true." Or, "She's lying on me. That didn't happen. I didn't witness." Like, if somebody said
they signed NDAs though, probably, so they can't speak about it.
But what I'm saying is, you would be defending Puffy to come out and say that she's lying on you to say that you witnessed that. Is what the security guard. The security guard ended up talking.
You're probably right. I'm just saying he probably breached. I don't know what an NDA looks like or what it says. I don't know if it says you can't say shit about nothing.
Right, but what I'm saying,
nothing. You take this money and you can't say nothing about nothing.
So let's say there is an NDA saying you can't speak about the goings-ons within my organization. But if somebody lies on me and says, "Oh, I seen him slap her,"
that's the goings-ons in the organization.
Listen, if somebody said, "He slapped me and Walter was there, he was a witness, he seen it," and if you come back and be like, I didn't witness that, I never seen him hit you," I don't think that there would be negative repercussions for you, even though you're speaking out and there's an NDA, because technically you're defending the organization. But if you say, "Don't put my name in there, I didn't see that, that didn't go down, I wasn't a witness to that."
What if it says in the NDA you can't speak about the organization? You can't say shit about Bad Boy or nothing that Puffy do. So I don't know.
I hear what you're saying.
You could be right, but I don't know.
The security guard,
because look, like you always say, what about Farnsworth Bentley? Like, you never hear a fucking peep out of him because maybe.
No, I believe that there's NDAs, but what I'm saying is, you would think, like, the security guard now spoke out after the video came out.
Right.
But when the deposition first came out and they were named, they never said anything.
No.
Which, again, if somebody said Walter was there when he beat me, if you wasn't, you would be like, "Don't put my name in there. I didn't witness that."
Well, that's a great segue into the people around him being as complicit as he was. Like, bodyguards, security guards, hotel staff, all this shit. Like, if there's a dynamic there where if you're a security guard making $150,000 a year and you got a wife and 2 kids and you see him slap somebody, you might not want to give up your job because you say that. So that's what I'm saying. If you see something egregious, of course, babe, I know your character. Like, I know you would say something. No matter how much money is involved, you would say something.
Right.
But I'm saying you got to acknowledge that there's a dynamic, whether man or woman. You could just be like if I say something, like I'm going to go home to my wife and kids and we not eating now. And I'm not making the money that I was making when I'm making these hundreds of thousands of dollars being around this dude. Yeah, he slapped this girl. That shit ain't right. I probably can tell him, yo, bro, that shit ain't cool. But he still slapped her. You ain't put no foot down and say, I'm out. I ain't your security guard no more. I can't be around this shit. So for the people, his publicist, all this shit, the publicist said, okay, I never saw him do nothing, but I'm not surprised at the video. Like, that's like talking out of two sides of your mouth. Like, you actually probably saw something, but what do you mean your gut instinct? Like, no, you really saw something.
Maybe she never saw it. But you gotta think of, maybe she never saw him do it, but she might have seen a black eye later on. You know what I mean? It's like, I might have seen the evidence of it, but I never seen the actual actions.
Okay.
So that could be a possible situation. So I definitely think the people around him who, and I don't even want to say like people who had wind of it, because it makes me think about the Naomi Campbells or the Mary J. Blige, who he appeared to be very close with. But the actual people who witnessed him beating her, like she mentioned in her deposition, then yeah, I think they are complicit. And I am one to say, when it comes to a matter of domestics, you should not get involved or mind people's business, because you could get involved and, you know, call the cops and do something, and then the woman could be the one bailing him out later or something. So there is a certain dynamic that you have to be mindful of, but the way she talked about that she was beat, nah, that ain't nothing you walk away from.
So what should happen to these people?
I mean,
the drivers, the security guards who witnessed this shit. What happened to Kim Porter?
I mean, I don't know.
Like, all of that stuff is on the tape. If you sit up there and say, I didn't do any of the things that's alleged against me. I didn't do any of the things. You didn't say anything specific. You said, I didn't do any of the things alleged against me. Okay, well, over the years, there's been a lot alleged against you. Blowing up Kid Cudi's car. There's some shit going on with Kim. Like, all these, you slapping women. Shit with J-Lo. Shit with Shine. Like, all this stuff, like, is on the table for you doing fuckery now. Because you lied and said, all these allegations against me, I didn't do any of them.
Well, I think I took that as him referring to the things that were in the deposition, which was about Cassie. I didn't take that to me apply to like his life.
He was, but I'm just saying, as a person in the public and public perception, it's like, damn, all those things that I thought was just news and chatter, it's like, maybe you did do that stuff.
But I mean, with Kim, who, I don't know. I mean, people did say that she was hit before as well. But as far as her death, I don't know exactly what part he may have played in that, because I don't think he was there. But I don't even want to, like, that whole conspiracy theory stuff. Who knows? I mean, it's as crazy as it sounds, I hope she died from a heart attack or pneumonia, like they said, and that he didn't do anything to cause her death. That's horrible. Like, that's the mother of your children. So just focusing on the domestic violence stuff. If nothing can happen to him, meaning like statutes of limitations have passed, then I don't think you can hold anybody who was a witness or complicit in the crimes. They got to live with themselves knowing that they didn't make any attempts to help or anything.
You just was honest and said that, you lived this and was in a domestic violence situation with your dad. He has daughters, so speak to how this feels as a daughter when you know your dad beats. And I'm using a strong term here because he has a track record of this, but beats women. Like, he regularly beats women. So when you know that this video comes out and you see your dad in a towel trotting down the hallway, stomping on a fucking woman, and you his daughter, what's that feel like?
I don't know. It's kind of weird because I think they have a different dynamic, a different relationship with their dad. I think for me, it just made me angry. Like,
he's been nothing but good to you, but look, you just saw him do this foul ass thing.
Yeah,
and kick this fucking girl on the ground and stomp her.
It's weird, like, and it definitely is gonna have some traumatic effects. Like, how angry, not even so much angry, but like how defensive I would be in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we would have an argument or just a dispute words, and I'm like riled up thinking like, all right, if he hit me, I'm ready to go.
That's why I think you're perfect to speak to it.
And so I know that there will definitely be some mental ramifications for the girls because, and this is another thing.
Did you look at your dad did you look at your dad in a different way? Because of that dynamic of, okay, I'm his daughter, he's been nothing but good to me, but we're his twin daughters and he's been nothing but good to us. And we just saw him do this.
Well, he has 4 daughters, yeah.
And we just saw him fucking kick a lady down. Like, do I look at you different? Although you've been good to me all my life? Like, you've been my sweet dad. But I just seen you do this egregious ass thing to a female.
See, I don't know how it would feel to see a video where the dynamics can, I mean, it's not really much that he can change or explain away because the video is the video. For me, seeing situations happen in person it was more personal. It was different. Hearing the screams or the cries or hearing certain things, that was part of the trauma. For them, if they didn't live through that, which is another thing about social media that I just kind of stopped looking at stuff because all of the conjecture, people are like, oh, I'm sure they've experienced this in their house. I'm sure they witnessed. We don't know that he's ever beat their mom while they were around or that he's ever beat anybody. So we don't know that they've experienced it like firsthand and seeing him do this. He could have absolutely never exposed his children personally to this. So I don't know, like for me, it was different because being in the household while it was happening was very traumatic versus seeing this one image of a person and then seeing a video that's completely different. Because he could say that was 8 years ago, daddy was on drugs, I was completely different, I'm so sorry, I went to therapy, like he may be able to explain that away to them. But for me, it was different because I was there in the lived experience.
Do you think it would matter if he sat them down when all this came out and said everything that they saying that I didn't do? I'm your dad and I wouldn't do this? Like,
so that's going to be a problem.
And then this comes out?
Yes, that's going to be a huge... That's why I said I hope that before he decided to get online and apologize to us, that he had a conversation with them. Because that's really the only people that it matters to. Your victims and your children who also are your victims, because can you imagine those? They probably can't go to school.
Mm-mm. I wouldn't think so.
They like
because I'm sure they go to some highfalutin school and now
I think they go to Sierra Canyon. Like he has shown them. And, in cheerleading in the past or whatever, in the beginning of the school year and things like that and like school activities. But right now with this going on, I'm sure they can't like be physical because even if they have close friends who are like, these marauders, like the whispers, and even maybe not even the whispers, the other, children from affluent families probably feel like I don't got to whisper, I'm going to holler something out loud that I want to say. But just subjecting them to that environment of the ridicule or even just maybe not ridicule, the pity or sympathy that people are probably looking at them with, who wants to be around that? And it's sad because for all 3 of his daughters, they're the same age. So I think for all of them, this is their, for 3 of the 4 girls, this is their senior year. And it's like, look at the impact of your actions. 8 years ago, now look at the ramifications. You ruined their senior year. They probably can't be around their friends. Their mom, the twins' mom passed away, but the other mom, she probably has to shelter her child. Mm-hmm. It's just one of them things where it's the downstream impact that you have, and people can say, oh, it's about money and it's about this. I think his money, again, just magnified his poor character. It gave him more access. It gave him more freedom. It probably boosted his ego to feel like I'm King Kong, like Denzel and Training Day. But again, I think it was still. He was who he was before he got here. It still was part of his character. I don't think the money made him do that. The money just allowed him to get away with it for so long.
The money exacerbated it. I think he like you said, you was who you was before you got here. I don't want to sit here like I'm...
Wait, let me ask you. Do you think there should be ramifications for the people that were complicit in the crimes? Like the bodyguard, the public, the people who witnessed it?
I mean, obviously you can't go through and lock up everybody who worked for him and just assume that they saw some stuff. But for the people out there, and they know who they are, who actually seen him beat on women, yeah, I think that's a problem. I mean, I feel the same way. Like if I was somewhere making a lot of money and I seen somebody beat on a woman, I'm not working there no more. Like I have to say something. Like I would come home with my stomach hurting, crying, like I don't know how I'm going back to work tomorrow and my boss just beat up his fucking wife. Like that shit, I would have to get away from that.
I feel like I'm gonna be so disrespectful to you. You're gonna probably end up firing me anyway, so I can't come back here.
And not even this. I'm gonna have a reaction to you where I'm gonna be scared, mad, fearful, angry, all in the same thing, and it's gonna look weird when we interact with each other because you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this standoff?
Right.
Why is he acting like? Because I'm gonna be acting weird because I can't unsee what you did, bro. Like I can't unsee what you did. Through all this bullshit he's been through, do you think he has mental health issues? Or is that obvious?
I mean, I do, but I don't want to blame it on that.
Because he said he went to therapy in the apology, after he said he didn't do anything. Then apparently in that little bit of time he went to therapy, got better, got off drugs, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, you can go to therapy and not have mental health issues. Like people can go to therapy just to kind of have a talk or, you dealing with some stress. So mental health issues is very broad. I think he has daddy issues. Like he didn't have a dad growing up. Deep? I don't think so. I don't think
as a kid or something, because
I think he was very spoiled and sheltered by his mom. He didn't have a dad around. I never heard him mention anything about like a stepdad or a mom's boyfriend or anything.
So that not knowing how to
be a man,
how to place your anger, that comes from who he is or his money or he got beat. Like none of that stuff mattered.
I think
just was born like
I think, again, just my conjecture, because I don't know, I think it's probably a combination of him being around a lot of tough guys, but not being a tough guy, and then feeling like this is how he's going to be a tough guy. Up. Yeah, because like this, I'm gonna let this money be my power. Like I'm gonna let this money talk. Cause Puffy been talking heavy since back on, when he was beefing back and forth with Tupac, and like Puffy been talking heavy for a long time. But Puffy ain't looked at like no tough guy.
No, and I want to say like I think he should go away. I think he should be he should be accountable. He should deal with whatever he has to deal with what comes with this. And you should just go away, bro. And it's probably too soon to talk about like does his music stay around and all that kind of shit.
But see, this is what I thought about with that, which is really sad for him. Well, not for him, which is really sad as it relates to him because technically he doesn't really have any music. So it's like you're punishing other people because of his actions.
So like the Carl, a lot of.
But I mean, like the Carl Thomas, the 112, Biggie, and if Biggie's family is getting residuals of that, the Faith Evans, like if you say we ain't playing Bad Boy no more, it's hurting these other people's pockets too because of his wrongdoing. And that's the bad part about it. It's like, damn, like, do we stop listening to Bad Boy? Do we? If you say I'm not listening to Bad Boy at all, look at all the other people that you're hurting.
It's a third of the music. R&B, rap, it's a third of the music. But
even with I'm talking about the artist, because Puffy ain't been.
Yeah, it's a third of the music. The music catalog that black people listen to.
Puffy is not the artist. Yeah, his ad libs on stuff. But again, you talking about Faith. If she's eating off of the residuals that, from people playing her albums, 112, they ain't had an album in forever. So if they're eating off the residuals, Carl Thomas ain't had an album in forever. So it's like a dilemma there when you think, okay, we don't listen to Bad Boy, and people who are not guilty of his actions, they have to face the consequences. That is
a sad thing. I mean, I thought about that dynamic because he really don't have music, but when you really dig deep into it, like there's like you said, I thought about the stuff that he has ad-libs on, like the Benjamins and shit like that. So when those songs play, what happens now? Like, do people say fuck that? Or when Carl Thomas comes on and Puffy not on that, but Bad Boy did
it. That's Bad Boy, right.
Is that no good? They got a concert that's coming up in D.C. in a few weeks. Are people going to boo or not want to hear
And that shouldn't
You know what
happen,
I'm
though.
saying?
Like, that shouldn't happen. Or you think about, like, the Danity Kanes, or Dirty Money. Now, Dirty Money, he was part of that group, but you think about the girls that, and it makes you think, I would really like to know, just for my nosiness, to see what these NDAs say. Because all them girls from Danity Kane, the people from Making a Band, I know they know and they've seen and been witness to some stuff. We don't hear. He like shut
I never thought to Google what a Hollywood NDA looks like. That's what I'm gonna Google. What's a Hollywood NDA?
And I wonder, is it customizable, like a prenup? Like, can it look different for different people? Like, an NDA for you might look different.
It'll come up. That's all different.
Yeah, so it's probably a template, but you kind of tweak it to how you want it to. And you can see like
what's the most egregious stuff on there.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say nothing about nothing. Through all this shit, right? Through all the he should go away. He should deal whatever he's got to deal with. He should be accountable.
But go away for what?
Because I don't think you should be in the public eye right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant physically go away. You just mean go away from us.
Go away from us. You shouldn't be in the public eye. You shouldn't be on Instagram. You shouldn't be making videos. Like, read the fucking room, bro. Like, you tone deaf right now. So read the room. Make sure you go away for a while. You got billions of dollars. Go on an island for a few years. Stick your head above water, see if everything's cool, but go away, deal with what you got to deal with. Go get mental health, go to therapy, do whatever you got to deal with. I believe in the power of healing. Mm-hmm. I do. And I'm not saying that he's healed now. I'm sure he's not there and he's got a ways to go. But I do believe in the power of healing. So I don't know where he'll be. He's 50 something years old. I don't know where you'd be in 10 years, 5 years, 20 years or whatever, but there's a process. And
he might not even be that person today. Like, he could, again, he could have done all the things he said, went to therapy, got some help. With him in Young Miami, it's somebody said, okay, we should probably feel sorry for her. I saw a therapist say it's very dangerous to project trauma on people unknowingly. We don't know that anything has happened to her. It may not have been. So he may be healed today. And I agree. I don't think
the post in the video says, and I could be wrong, you could be right. To my personal opinion, I don't think the post saying you didn't do anything wrong and then the apology right after the video says you healed. I think you lied. Oh. I think you did that. You're fucked up in the inside. You need to get that shit right. Go talk to somebody. But I don't think you're healed now. So when you say is he like that now? No, I don't think. I think he has to get on that journey and start that process.
Well, maybe the anger management part.
Like, now, you got to get on the journey and start that process.
But we know healing is not linear.
No.
So he could be healing. He may not be the type that, he get in an argument with his girl, he slap him anymore. So that part of him, he may have healed. He may have other pieces that he still needs to work on. So and I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying it's a possibility that he is not the man that he was in 2016. Don't mean he's a good man now. Doesn't mean that he doesn't still have some work to do. But you're right. I think he does need to fall back from. You need to focus on your family, because I'm sure they are impacted by this, and focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't focus on the people. Don't focus on no business. Like, none of that.
No, none of that shit matters right now. And you got the money to kind of just go away and, live your life, mend your family, mend your friends. Because, again, they're not going to abandon him. The business people might abandon him, but his daughters will be there. His sons will be there. His mom is, those people, his aunts, his uncles, his cousins, they going to be there. So you got to mend that shit because, again, everybody saw that. Just like with Ray Rice, when everybody said he hit his wife, it was like, damn, he hit his wife. But then when that video come out and you in the elevator, he knocked her out, it was like, holy shit. When you see it, it's different. Yeah. And again, I believe in the power of healing. I don't want to sit up here like I'm some king on a pedestal. When I was young, I got into fights with my girlfriends, but I knew that shit wasn't me. Like, I knew that wasn't my makeup. And I've been with my wife for 23 years and I never put a fucking hand on her. So you can change. You can not be a mistake that you made when you was younger. So I do believe in the power of healing and the power of changing and God and you getting the right people around you, the right therapists around you, all that kind of stuff, practicing, using your tools. I believe in all that stuff. So I don't want to sit here like I'm a saint, because I've made mistakes in my life, but when I was young, I knew like this ain't my makeup. This is not who I want to be. This is not who I am. This is not the man that I see myself being. So, change is possible. 1 in 3 women get beat on. 1 in 4 men get beat on. The domestic hotline, I'm sorry, I'm leaning over.
Domestic violence.
The domestic violence hotline is 800-799-7233. You can text by sending 88788. Sorry for any women out there or men who's going through domestic violence situations. I hope that there's a time that you get away from this. I hope there's a time that you get like real help and you get people around you who support you, hear your testimony and all that kind of stuff. So shout out to y'all. And that's it. You got anything about to do a wrap?
No, I mean, it is possible. I mean, I will say, one of the things that I don't think about it often, but I do when I think about the situation that I grew up in. I do have to, give props to my mom, who left a situation, and that 2007 when she left, but that was again almost 30 years later.
I was ready to say since the 70s. Yeah, late 70s. Yeah. But she left and she started from nothing. And I don't know, and that's a hard decision for anybody to have, for a man to have to make, for a woman to have to make. And when I say started from nothing, she had a full-time job, she had a house, with her husband, her kids. I was out the house at that time, but she left and stayed in my aunt's back room, where she slept in the bed, my sister slept in the bed next to her, or a cot or whatever they had. I don't even remember. But long story short, she left for 6 months, did that, saved some money, got a place, had to furnish it, from the group, but leaving like all your no matter what the condition of it is, all your furniture, everything that you had, pictures, you had a house, you had a house that was furnished, that you were living in, you were going back and forth your daily life, and to start over from scratch is a hard decision to make, but it's possible. It's very possible, but I know it's difficult. Like seeing Cassie walk down that hallway, kind of tiptoeing, shoes in her hand, wait until she got to the elevator to like put her shoes on. I can't imagine the fear of her thinking that, like, you waiting for it's almost like a movie. It's like, come on, open, and then you get caught. Like, I just can't. And you kind of know that, like, the distance in which he's coming, the elevator ain't open yet. Like, I know it's not going to open. I get in and close that fast before he get here, the way he walking. You're right. The fear probably overwhelmed her. And when he slammed her, she didn't move. Like, almost like, I don't want to fight you back.
Because supposedly he had beat her the night before, and she woke up, had a black eye, and that's when she decided, like, okay, she was leaving. But again, and who knows, she could have been thinking, okay, we're not in the bedroom, this is happening in the hallway, so they're going to see it, and maybe I'll be safe because they'll call the police and save me, and nothing.
And the shit we saw in a hallway with cameras everywhere was egregious. Can you imagine what he may have done? Hotel rooms and houses was where nobody's around?
And this girl's 110 pounds.
Holding a towel with one hand. He got both of his hands, like all his clothes on. Like he probably beating the shit out of her.
Yeah. So, I mean,
shout out to her husband, man. Like you got somebody, you loving her, she happy, y'all happy. Like, shout out to him too, like, for just stepping in there and being supportive of her. And now she feeling the love that she's supposed to feel. Yeah,
I can't imagine what that. And then she has 2 beautiful daughters. So that's all. I just say, y'all see what my shirt say, Jesus heals. So I just wish healing for all of those involved, even for the abusers, because if they don't heal, even if the victims get away, then there'll be new victims, or if the victims make it to survivorship, then they'll continue their process. So I just wish healing on everyone.
And escalation, a person can die behind this shit, like getting beat on. So yeah, just everybody heal or do your best to. Act 2 the podcast, episode 176 coming to a close. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, Player FM. It's your boy International Walt.
It's your girl Tosh, the co-host with the mostest.
Thrown into her again.
Jesus heals.
Sorry for this dark one, people. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.